Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sunkara. While discussing the orders in the Code of Civil Procedure, we have placed main thrust on order number 6, that is pleadings. You know, pleadings means plaint and written statement. So pleadings will be found both in the plaint as well as the written statement also. In that, while discussing rule number 4, I told you clearly that if any fraud, if any misrepresentation, if any issue of undue interference or undue influence is there, it should be specifically stated. As against order 2, order 2 says plead facts but not evidence. Plead facts but not evidence. So if you, because it is the duty of the court to adduce evidence, the evidence will be gathered at the time of trial. If you just give the facts, the issues will be framed. But if you plead that there is misrepresentation, there is fraud, or there is undue influence, definitely you have to mention in detail as to how it happened. Suppose fraud. So you have to say that with the intention of defrauding or the committing fraud, this man has approached, told like this, that you will get so much of money. Therefore, we are lured by his fraudulent words and we departed with money, like that you have to tell. Simply, he said fraudulently is not enough. Right? So this is what is stated, and a case was not successful even at the highest court, Supreme Court also. Right? Now, if we go, this was envisaged by 2 judges bench of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, Justice Hemant Gupta and V. Ramasubramaniam, while disposing the case of or dismissing the appeal in the case of Placido Francisco Pinto. So these are Portuguese words, these names. So definitely they are from Goa. So Placido Francisco Pinto, he was the deceased, represented by his legal head, legal representatives, versus Jose Francisco Pinto, and another in civil appeal number 1491 by 2007. So this decision came on 30/9/2021, wherein the Honorable Supreme Court of India stated that if the allegations of fraud, misrepresentation or undue influence, so if they are not alleged specifically in the pleading stage, they can't be proved at the time of trial. So when the specific pleadings are absent, so it cannot be tried. If you go into the details of the case, it will be better for you to appreciate. Mr. Jose, this is Placido Francisco Pinto. He and his brother, that is Jose Francisco Pinto, both of them were given, but they have separated by their parents themselves, and their parents written some gift deed, due to which the brother, that is the appellant, Placido Francisco Pinto, he got the northern side portion. Then his brother, that is Jose Francisco, he got the southern side portion. Since they are brothers, they were living together happily. But due to something, some unavoidable circumstances, Jose fell into debts. He has to pay 12,000 to the other people. So he fell in debts. Therefore, he rescued the appellant, Mr. Placido. He has come to the rescue of his brother and cleared all the debts. How? So this man has written, or he has registered his southern side portion to his brother. So both of them went to the registration office. There he signed. And of course, since he is brother, our Placido did not ask him to vacate the house. He was there in the house, and there are certain portions, 6 portions are there abutting his portion, and he has given them for rent, and he was collecting the rents also. He did not give any money. Of course, time will not be there like that always. So differences cropped up, and in the year 1977, so this Placido, he has filed a case against his brother in OS number 51/55/77, seeking possession of the southern side portion as well as accounts from his younger brother. So far, just like our masonry profits. So in this connection, they have claimed their written statement. In this written statement, they stated that they totally feigned ignorance. They totally stated that no such registration has been done. Totally, they have denied, right? And they also filed a special civil suit number OS 71/80 against the appellant Placido, that they did not sell any portion and they wanted to claim title over their portions, right? These two matters were there. Anyway, the trial court did not hear their argument because they have not their plea of fraud was not mentioned in the Order 6, Rule 4, that is in the pleading itself. So what they stated is, on one day the appellant took them to the office stating that some papers have to be signed. They have signed innocently, and taking advantage with him, he got the land registered. So this is their defense. So they wanted to put forth in the court of law same defense, but they wanted to prove fraud here, which was not allowed because issues were otherwise framed. Right now, these people went in appeal, and of course, the sessions court, the trial court, sessions court also did not agree with the appeal filed by the so-called Joe Francisco. Ultimately, the case filed by Joe Francisco in OS number 71/80 was allowed by the High Court, and this man was asked to actually not to claim the southern side portion. Ultimately, but when the second appeal was filed in the High Court, yes, High Court has also concurred with our appellant, that is Placido. Since the defendants, that is Joe's, did not plead in the earlier stage, so this defense cannot be taken. The matter came to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court also held that. So, no doubt, the evidence, because basing on the arguments of the advocate on behalf of the respondent, we can say, yeah. So he stated that there is evidence to say that, on record, to say that the misrepresentation leading to fraud is there, but it is not specifically mentioned. But since the evidence is there, definitely it has to be taken as fraud. But Supreme Court held that since the respondent has not alleged any fraud in the written statement, then they cannot claim it as fraud. So appeal is allowed, and of course the judgment given by the trial court in OS number 55/77 is restored, whereas the special suit 71/80 is dismissed and justice was done. So to conclude, what I want to say is, please remember, if at all you want to claim any fraud, misrepresentation or undue influence, you have to represent the same. You have to put the same in your pleadings, maybe in the plaint or maybe in the written statement. If not, it will not be accepted even though you go to the Supreme Court, right? Thank you very much.